The sharing locations is the worst one. The reason why is you're just looking for disaster early on in the relationship. I would rather date the 6 with the chemistry than the 10 without the chemistry, because the 10 without the chemistry is like me dating a mannequin. If a person wants to cheat on you, and if they really want to cheat, they will find a way to cheat.
So I've been seeing this guy. I'm 20, he's 29. We'd been talking for a while and were intimate for the first time a few days ago. Afterward, I wasn't planning to stay. I had a conference the next morning. We talked for a bit, and then out of nowhere, he says, I don't want you to fall in love with me. I'm exploring my options, and I'm not looking for anything serious right now. Honestly, I was relieved. I told him I felt the same way, that I was glad he was honest. I was also still seeing other people, and keeping things casual works perfectly for me. He went completely silent. Then he started banging the closet doors, muttering to himself. Then he snapped, called me a bitch, and told me to get out of his house. So, he gave the speech, I agreed with the speech, and he lost it. Can someone explain what just happened?
Men, when it comes to women, don't like to know that their women are cheating on them, sleeping with other people, or basically open to fuck other people. They want to be the only one, and they want to be able to do what they want. That's just not the way it goes. And this is what he's looking for. But once he found out that his girlfriend or his person he's sleeping with is going to sleep around also, oh, that's not good. And you know what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. As far as I'm concerned, he's an asshole. Okay. And let me just say one thing. When you ask a woman, like if you said to a woman, hey, I really like you, you're such a great girl, but I just want to have sex with you once in a while. Can we just be friends with benefits? As soon as she thinks that there is no love involved, most of the time they take off and they don't want to be with you. You could try that with a girl and say, hey, I really like you. You're so pretty. We have a good time together, but I don't want a commitment. But let's just have sex. Not a lot of women are going to agree to it. Some will, but not a lot. That's my advice. And as far as I'm concerned, his anger issues, slamming the door and shit like that, once you show a sign that you could get that type of anger or that type of attitude towards someone because they were honest with you, you're not made for a relationship with a woman who's going to be sleeping with other people. Women, you're always in jeopardy of men who are dangerous. I'm not saying that most men will hit you, but if you see signs that they have violent tendencies or anger issues, get away from it. That doesn't mean they can't get screaming mad at you once in a while, but as long as they don't put their hands on you, fine. Also, I want to make another comment. Women, how dare you hit men who don't hit you? Who the fuck are you to slap, punch, kick a guy who does not hit you? As far as I'm concerned, if you do that to someone, they have the right to retaliate. So don't be swinging at men just because you think they can't get away with it. You can't get away with it. It's really a violent act, and guess what will happen? The man will hit you, the police will come, and he'll go to jail, and you'll be innocent. And if you got a girlfriend who's swinging at you, leave the place. Leave. Get away from her. Because when the cops come, your little girlfriend's going to say, he hit me, he hit me. And guess what? Are they going to believe a big guy, usually bigger guy than or are they going to believe the woman? You'll be the one in jail. You'll be paying lawyer fees. Oh, if you decide to call the police during a fight, do you think the police give one shit about this? Do you think they're your friends? Do you really think, oh my God, they're going to support me? They don't give one fuck. So don't call the police. Handle this like normal people and don't hit each other, don't swing at each other, don't spit at each other. And personally, don't throw any objects at others because I've had that done to me. Nothing quite like having a cup being slung at your head from point blank range or someone trying to push your TV off the TV stand. It makes you feel so much love for them. One time I went out with a girl. We never drank before. We were together for about 6 months, and she asked me to take her to a bar to drink. So I took her out to a club, and I had to go to work in the morning really early. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, the bar was closing. And I said to her, I cannot stay out till 1 in the morning. I could stay out till 11, 11:30, but not 1 o'clock. I have to work in the morning. She went crazy. You're no fun, you're no fun, you're no fun, you're a fuddy-duddy, all kinds of horrible comments. Plus, the bartender and her were starting to talk to each other. And the bartender saw that she was pretty, and obviously he was seeing that we were having friction. He moved in just like any snake. And believe me, men, when men see an opportunity, they're just like a poisonous rattlesnake. And I decided to tell her, I said, listen, in another 30 minutes, I'm going to go home. If you want to stay here and drink till 1 o'clock, she did. She drank till 1 o'clock when I went home at 12. She got to my apartment, started cursing at me, screaming at me. You left me. You don't care about me. And she was drunk. I took a cup, a mug. She was about 7 feet away from me and threw it overhand at me like Shohei Ohtani. Fastball right to the head. Yeah, I have fast hands and I blocked it with my elbow, which exploded in blood. Well, then I proceeded to leave the premises, drive in my car, and either sleep in my car. I think I just stayed out the whole night and waited till she was gone because the blood was gushing. I was really angry. I actually was considering giving her a left to the stomach or to the face when I realized that I'll be the one they find responsible. And just like I've said before, the police will blame me. So I took off. So she threw it right at my head. Would have broken into my face, but I blocked it. Some other girl that I met when I was in school, when I would study, I would study with girls from the class. Some of these girls had great notes. They were really smart girls, and I loved to use their notes. We never had any physical relationship. They were just very studious girls, and they had really collated, colored notes, and I would love to study with them because of their notes. One of them, I remember her name, but she was brilliant, and I got accused of cheating with her when I didn't even come near her. I never even touched her, and I was sitting on a chair, and the girl that I was dating walked over to me and said, I know you cheated on me with her, and punched me right in the eye. And I got a black eye. And in my whole life, living in Brooklyn, having street fight after street fight with crazy people, I never got a black eye, only from a little skinny girl from Florida. Give me a black eye. So I remember I was on the phone sitting on the couch kind of like this, and she walked over and just slugged me. I just couldn't believe it. So house, I remember thinking, if I come back to this house, you know those movies where the priest opens the door and the girl possessed by the devil is laying in the bed screaming? That's kind of how I felt, like I was going to open the door and I was going to see the devil in there. After that punch, I never forgave her, and I knew she was crazy. I just didn't realize that some girl could punch me in the face with my hands on a phone, and got a black eye.
I had a really uncomfortable conversation with my girlfriend, and I'm not sure what to make of it. I'm 22 and she's 24. We've been together for about 6 months. Tonight she started asking me when I first wanted to have sex with her. She asked if I wanted to sleep with her after our first date. Then she started asking if I've ever looked at a girl, found her attractive, and fantasized about having sex with her. Honestly, the whole conversation felt strange. I wasn't sure why she was asking me these questions. I told her the truth. The idea of having sex with her didn't really come up until about 2 or 3 months into dating. This is my first relationship, and I wanted to build an emotional connection first. I also told her I've never really fantasized about having sex with anyone besides her. She seemed shocked by that. But my thinking is pretty simple. If I'm in a relationship with someone, why would I spend time imagining being with other people? We didn't actually have sex until 3 months in because I wanted to be sure. I knew I only wanted to sleep with someone I saw a future with, and I needed time to figure that out. She seemed surprised by almost all of my answers, and now I'm wondering, was I the weird one here, or was that just an unusual conversation to have?
What? What kind of man are you? As soon as you go on a date with a woman, the objective is to score. Touchdown, score, whatever you call it, that's what most men think. This guy is young. And most men, when they go out with a woman, are thinking about when they can get her pants off. That's usually the mentality of most men. Now, they don't tell her that. They lie and they hide it. They act like they want to take her out to dinner. Believe me, most men are not interested in romance. If romance was just romance and there was no sex involved, most men wouldn't be spending money on wine, fancy dinners, and shit like that if they thought they were going to go home alone and jack off. So basically, the reality is most men are looking for sex. This guy is a little bit different. So I don't know what his thing is. Maybe he's young, maybe he's religious, maybe he's inexperienced. So I'll give him a break on it. But really, The idea of most dating is for a man to score a touchdown. These questions are loaded questions. When a woman asks you a question, the following question should never be answered. Number one, have you ever fantasized about another woman when you're in bed with me? The answer is no. Whether the answer is yes or no, it's no. Next question. How many women have you been with? The answer is I've only been with women who I've had a relationship with, and it's not very many. Maybe you could count them on one hand. The reason this is you don't want to give your girlfriend or your new lover ammunition. So when you fight and she finds out names or things that you've done with other women, she is going to throw them all in your face. You're going to get to hear all about, oh, you did this with Nancy, you did this with Susan, you did this with Karen. You're a slut. No wonder why. You've had sex with so many women, you're a slut because you fantasize about other women when you're in bed with me. These are loaded questions. If somebody says to me, Jeff, how many women have you been with? Not many. You count them on one hand. Next, you fantasize about other women when you're in bed with me? Never, honey. You're more than enough for me. You cannot deviate from these lines. Unfortunately, you gotta bullshit them. Just like women. When you ask a woman how many men has she been with, unless she's completely a virgin, you're not going to get the right number. You're never going to get the right number. You're going to multiply it by 3, 4, 5, 10. Sometimes it's way more than you ever think it could ever be. So don't ask the question because you don't want to know the answer. If you found out that your girlfriend was with 100 guys before you, would that make you happy? No. Would that make you feel special? No. And I know there are many girls who have 100 is not even close to the real number that they've been with. They've been with double, triple that. It's like the old Army policy, don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask and don't tell.
My girlfriend and I have only been dating a few months, and she just asked me something I wasn't expecting at all. She's in her late 20s, I'm in my mid 30s. Things have been going really well. We both have busy jobs, so we usually see each other about once a week, but the relationship has been healthy. Today she asked if we could permanently share our phone locations with each other. Honestly, it caught me off guard. I'm completely committed to her. I haven't given her any reason not to trust me. No shady behavior, no cheating, nothing. So I asked why she wanted to do that when we're still building the relationship. She told me it wasn't about trust. She said it was for safety reasons. So if anything ever happened, we'd both know where the other person was. Part of me thinks it's not a big deal because I have nothing to hide. But another part of me feels like we're still pretty early into this relationship, and maybe there should be some boundaries. I honestly can't tell if this is a reasonable request from someone who cares about me or the start of something that could become unhealthy. Should I share my location since I have nothing to hide? Or should I set a boundary and say no?
That's a very, very good question. Really, it's a tough one. If you got a girlfriend who wants to share locations with you early on in the relationship, she don't trust you. She's not looking to worry. She's not worried about you getting killed or hurt or being in trouble, so she knows your location. That's ridiculous. She doesn't trust you. She thinks you're a cheater. She must have had some bad experiences with men, and she thinks you're going to be doing things behind her back, so she wants to know where you are at all times. So when she asks you where you are, she has an idea where you are because she has your location. It's not healthy. This is not going anywhere except downhill fast. It's a disaster. Everybody needs a little freedom. If you are chained to your phone and you got to worry about your girlfriend every minute, where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, you're at a bar, you're having a drink, the relationship is not going to work. It's too controlling. Loyalty, if a person wants to cheat on you, and if they really want to cheat, they will find a way to cheat. Believe me, they will find a way. They'll go to the 7-Eleven, they'll go to the hair cutting salon. They'll make up a story that you can't argue with, and they'll be out cheating on you. You can't stop people you can't put them in jail, you can't tie them up, you can't use a chastity belt, a penis cage. None of that works. People have to want to be loyal to you in the heart. They have to really want to be loyal to you, and they have to think that they have too much to risk by cheating on you to risk all of that for a little pleasure that they may get from somebody else, and then all of a sudden lose this love of their life because of it. If you do feel like you need to have some variety, and I understand because even though I love pizza, I can't have pizza every night. And I love meatball Parmesan sandwiches, but don't give them to me 7 days a week. So what I'm saying is sex, unfortunately, has become, with most couples, a little bit boring, a little bit routine, and really not as much fun as it was when you first met. So therefore, you need to have a parameters and open relationship if you're going to have sex with other people. So my feeling is it's too much control. It's a bad start. Because if I was in a relationship, yes, I would share my location because I'm in a relationship with someone and it's very serious. So I don't want her to think that I'm cheating on her or drunk. I don't want to drive her crazy and have her, start questioning everywhere I am. But that's if she shares her location with me. I've seen many, many videos where people share their phones with each other, and it never turns out real well. It always turns out where somebody is cheating on somebody. So the cell phone has enabled people to cheat in so many different ways that sharing the location may be one way to prevent it, but it's not going to stop it forever. If your boyfriend or girlfriend has a phone and they're on it or texting or emailing or doing things while you're at dinner or with them or they're in a movie with you, and you really think they're not talking to somebody else, you're naive. Most likely they are. Now, if you share phones with each other and you can see that no one is cheating on each other, that's great. But there's so much deception now in relationships that it reminds me of that game where they have three balls underneath three shells and they keep moving it around and you try to figure out where the ball is and you never get it right. That's the way life is now. Girls cheat on men, men cheat on women. It's all deceiving. The cell phone is the tool they use. So unfortunately, if you don't trust the person you're with and you don't have honest belief that they can keep it in their pants, you're with the wrong person.
Am I an idiot for breaking up with a girl because she doesn't want to give head?
Who the fuck is going to go out with a girl who doesn't give a blowjob? Why? When there are girls who do give blowjobs. Does she really think that she is such a great looking girl that her pussy is and her ass is so great that that's all you need? If you're a man, you want everything. Blowjobs, hand jobs, all kinds of sex. If you got a boyfriend who doesn't give you head, leave him. There are reasons not to give women head, but there aren't very many. Forget it. If she smells decent, she's clean, give her head. She deserves it. She's your girlfriend. She should give you a blowjob too. There's no reason not to enjoy sex. Sex is a game. And I'm going to give you my analysis about sex. I know I'm older and some of you are not going to listen to me. But sex is a sporting event between two players. The female and the male, the female and the female, the male and the male. I don't care who you're having sex with. The idea is to make the other person have the best time possible so that they want to do it again. Not to fucking make it so fucked up that there's no oral sex, there's no this, there's no that. Tight, they don't want to ever sleep with you again. Do it all. Eat pussy. It's good for you. No calories, doesn't taste bad, makes your girlfriend happy. What is to giving your girlfriend head? What is it? Maybe a neck injury? Maybe your tongue gets paralyzed? What could the fucking problem be? How difficult could it be? She wants it, use the vibrator. Guess what? She'll come. Girls who come actually come back for sex. They want more because they want to orgasm. Girls who you don't focus on their orgasm, they're going to leave you. Somebody else will. Also, I wanted to say something to women. Those of you who fake orgasms, and I know there are lots of you who do, what the fuck's the matter with you? Who would fake an orgasm to deceive a man? Who would do that to tell if a woman has an orgasm really? Unless you can check her hip thrusts, she's a squirter, she gets real sensitive. But there is no outward sign like a man where there's going to know if your girlfriend comes if she actually tells you. Okay? Real sensitive after you have sex with them, they've had an orgasm. But they could fake that too. So you should ask and try to satisfy your partner. Otherwise, she's going to find someone who does. Was it good? Yeah.
I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I'm going to say something that people really don't like hearing. Stop dating people you're not physically attracted to. Every day, I see people claim that looks don't matter. But after years of counseling couples, I can tell you that physical attraction absolutely matters. The biggest myth I see is the idea that attraction will magically grow if you just give someone a chance. Sometimes attraction deepens, but usually there has to be some physical attraction there from the start. The problem is that people ignore that because they like someone's personality. They like how kind they are, how stable they are, how safe they feel. Then, years later, they end up in couples therapy. Affection disappears. intimacy dries up, and eventually one person admits something they've never said out loud. I love my partner, but I was never physically attracted to them. Now you have one person who spent years building a life with someone who never truly desired them the way they deserved to be desired. Nobody is a villain in that situation, but someone still gets hurt. Attraction and compatibility aren't substitutes for each other. They're separate boxes that both need to be checked. And honestly, it's better to be alone than to build a relationship on a foundation that was never really there. Am I wrong? Or are we doing more damage by telling people that physical attraction doesn't matter?
If you're dating someone you're not attracted to, you're going to cheat on them. Without chemistry, there is nothing. I must have mentioned this before in another video. Chemistry is something between two people that goes from heart to heart, soul to soul. I don't know why I'm attracted to some people. Somebody says to you, you're attracted to blondes? No. You're attracted to dark-haired girls? No. You're attracted to red-headed girls? No. I'm attracted to girls who have a chemistry with me. There's an attraction that I feel when we're next to each other. I feel there's a connection. It doesn't matter hair color, looks, this and that. It matters whether we have an attractive person or an attractive connection or something that makes us want to be together. So if you're going to date someone you're not attracted to, it's a disaster. Why do it? That's like going to a seafood restaurant when you hate seafood. Don't go there. Go somewhere else. If you hate seafood, don't go to a fish restaurant. I had a date with a girl when I was younger who was beautiful. And we went out on a date and I really liked her, But when we sat on the bed together, I couldn't bridge the gap between where she was sitting and where I was sitting. I didn't feel comfortable kissing her or trying to do anything with her. Now, it might have worked out good if I tried, but there was some blockage that I felt. Maybe it was a lack of chemistry between each other. She went on a few dates with me, but I couldn't bridge that gap. Therefore, we couldn't have sex. The relationship was probably going to turn into a disaster. It ended anyway. There are many times where you think someone is objectively beautiful, but there is no connection between you and her. No chemical connection, no chemistry, no sexual energy between you and your partner. It's not going to work. If I have a good chemistry with the 6, we're going to have sex together. So I would rather date the 6 with the chemistry than the 10 without the chemistry, because the 10 without the chemistry is like me dating a mannequin. I could walk the mannequin around the street, or I could date a electronic doll, but there's no chemistry. So how am I going to ever have sex with the 10? I'm going to just sit there and look at her all night long? I don't think it'll work. So the 6 is a better choice. A 10 would be good to take to a party to torture your friends and make them think that you're banging her and that you're the most handsome, sexually desirable man in the world, but there's no benefits to you by dating this type of woman. The 6 would win. When you have sex with someone you have chemistry with and you want them to stay the night, you want them to eat breakfast with you, when you have no chemistry with them, you have sex with them and you call Uber immediately. Hey, can you come to my apartment immediately? Listen, don't worry, honey. Listen, I got a big appointment tomorrow. I got to get up real early, so take care. I called an Uber for you. That's the difference. When you have chemistry, you want them around. They're like, when you meet your best friend, when you met your first best friend, you didn't know he'd be your best friend or your best female friend. You met your friend. All of a sudden, you went to that person's house. You played. You enjoyed their company. You called them in the next day. You wanted to watch a sporting event with them because you had a chemistry, a connection. You didn't feel that your personalities conflicted. Your personalities matched and they got along. Chemistry means your personality matches, your energy matches, your karma matches, and your sexual energy matches, and therefore you want to stay with that person.
What is actually going on with dating right now? I'm 28, live alone, have a good career, great friends, hobbies, stay active, and I've genuinely been trying to put myself out there. This year alone, I've been on about 10 first dates, and every single time it's the same thing. I get a little excited beforehand, show up hopeful, and then nothing. The conversation feels awkward. The chemistry isn't there. They either don't ask questions, make it feel like a job interview, or have absolutely no sense of humor or banter. And before anyone asks, yes, I've given some of them second dates. I wanted to make sure I wasn't judging too quickly. Still nothing. Where are the fun men, the flirty men, the romantics, the The guys who are actually excited to get to know someone. Honestly, it's starting to make me wonder if I'm ever going to find something worthwhile. Maybe part of the problem is that I genuinely love my life. I love my routine. I love being alone. So it would take someone really special to come into my world and make me want to change it. Please tell me there's still hope out there. Is dating really this bad now, or am I just having the worst luck imaginable?
Again, we got dating apps. Again, this is false advertising. There should be a Yelp for dating. You should be able to review your date and review the person's profile so that then immediately you could put down 2 stars. Didn't look like anything like their picture. Smelled, clothes were terrible, car sucked, no apartment, no job. You should be able to put that down, but unfortunately there is no app like that, but somebody should come up with it so we can figure out who we're dating and what really is going on. Now, as far as this woman is concerned, you had 10 dates. That's a lot of dates. You couldn't find one guy out of 10? Sometimes I'll tell you what, it's not that easy to find this perfect person. The fantasy that you're going to meet this great love thing in 10 dates, it may not happen for years and years and years. It may take more than 10 dates. It may take a couple years. My suggestion to her would be just have fun, enjoy the people you're with. If you want to have sex with someone, try to find a friend with benefits, have sex with them. But don't put so much pressure on yourself. You're so desperate to be married at 25 or to find this perfect guy. Men who are 26, 27 are not commitment ready. They're too young usually. So you're in a bad position there, really you are, because men are very visual. We don't really care as much as you think about your career, your this, your that. I would prefer you to have a job and make money, but it's not our most important thing. If you ask a man, a guy says to you, Jeff, I got a girl for you. The first thing I'm going to say to him is, what kind of job does she do? I don't think so. The first thing you ask, what does she look like? That's the number one thing most men ask. What does she look like? Is she pretty? Maybe does she have a job? Does she have kids? Does she have a boyfriend? So men are very physical. So maybe they're not attracted to you. But again, dating apps, a fucking disaster. A disaster. I mean, everybody should be sued for false advertising on a dating app. The sharing locations is the worst one. The reason why is you're just looking for disaster early on in the relationship. If you can't trust your boyfriend and your girlfriend you can't trust each other, you have nothing. You just have fucking. That's what you have. Without trust, it's fucking. You have to have trust. You have to know that when your girlfriend goes out at night and she's going to the movies, she's actually going to be at the movies with her friend, not out blowing someone, fucking someone, or in a threesome. If you don't know that, then you're in the wrong relationship. And I've said this before. If you feel like they're cheating on you, you feel it in your heart, you go, this is kind of suspicious. She's acting kind of weird. She's hiding her cell phone. She had a second cell phone somewhere. She's checking her email in the middle of the night. You got problems. Just look at it truthfully. Don't fantasize. Don't put on rose-colored glasses. Don't delude yourself. Be honest about it. But unfortunately, when you're in love or you're enamored with someone, you want to make up some bullshit that they're not doing anything. You want to bullshit yourself. It's kind of like mental masturbation. You mentally masturbate to make yourself think you're in love, and to keep yourself in the love feeling. But the person who's with you is showing you all the signs that they're not in love, but you're still mentally masturbating so that you can still have the emotional feeling of being in love. And sooner or later, you're going to get the emotional feeling of being crushed. And then you're going to feel like you've been kicked in the balls.